Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to be discussing Sukihana for those of you who may be familiar with her. But if you're not familiar with this chick, she is just a very hot mess, I will say. Sukihana is not for everybody, and this can be explained by her zodiac sign. And since Sukihana is a Scorpio, it's either going to be a love or hate relationship with the people that she comes in contact with, especially on that surface level, since we are talking about the sun. So Sukihana was born on November 15th in the year of 1991 in Wilmington, Delaware. And she somehow, her family, they ended up in Miami because she represents Miami very hard. So she moved around a lot throughout her childhood. That's a part of her story. And her family, they settled on Miami. But with Sukihana being a Scorpio, she really can, just represent this zodiac sign to its darkest, lowest vibration. I feel like she does display some light qualities at times, when she's showcasing those moments. But at the end of the day, I would not trust Sukihana. I know that she probably has good sense and good meaning behind a lot of her intentions, but with a character like her, you got to move with caution. You really do, because she's a dark-sided individual, and that can be inherited. It can be from her surroundings. Some people don't start out that way, and some people do start out. Some people are literally born demons, and some people, it just happens. With her being a Scorpio, with things that she really can represent is the fact that she's very provocative in how she expresses herself. She tends to lack class, she's not the classiest type of girl. She really is one of the grimy girls, I don't want to say grimy, but she really is someone who is walking in self-deprecation. Like, she self-deprecates a lot, and she kind of like takes her power back from humiliating herself. And you can catch Sukihana being, very hypersexual. It even can cross lines of being perverted at times. Even if she's not the one being perverted, this energy can be transferred onto her. You have to remember, Scorpio is very transformative. So this energy can be gifted to her even if she didn't want it, and it's something that she didn't ask for, aka STDs, addictions to substances, addictions to bad habits and things like that. These can be introduced to her, and it can be like she's this vibrational vampire and she's absorbing whatever it is that's produced in front of her, because Scorpios are very influential people. These are your daredevils. These are your creatures of the night. Also, Scorpio in general has to deal with abuse. It can deal with dominance, violence. And these are things that you can catch Sukihana doing when she's expressing herself. She tends to operate, she's an escort turned online camera girl, like, I don't know, porn star to a female rapper. Like, she's played a different roles throughout her career, and that's what Scorpio can represent. She's a very transformative person. For her to go from point A to point B to point C and just switch it up, and it's always something different, but it's still in the realm of Scorpio and being dark-sided. That is something that, Sukihana can represent. And with Suki having her Mars in Scorpio and her Pluto be in Scorpio, and these are in conjunction to her Sun, this is why you see Sukihana just being overly hypersexual and just not really having that sense of class or dignity to represent herself in a polished way. This is someone who does not care to be liked or respected by the main collective. Scorpio does have to do with healing, so she can go out there and find her little community of traumatic people. I tend to say like Scorpios who are like famous, the dark sided ones, their fans, people who support them are like walking zombies, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the sun is just at the surface. That is not, you know, who Sukihana is. That's just how she presents herself. The moon more so can explain her emotions and how she is in a home life environment. You know, when she's with her family, the moon does have to deal with family and familiarities. So when she's around people that resemble her and represent her, she feels most comfortable. So with her having her moon in Pisces at that fifth degree, this can deal with her being very creative and wanting to perform and be an entertainer. But this also can deal with Sukihana being empathetic and gentle, and she's also a stylish person, I would say. She wears a lot of different colorful wigs and a lot of like big, bold, gaudy, tacky jewelry, but you know, it works for her, and I feel like she puts together her outfits very well. I would say she's very stylish. I would say she probably is more spiritual than religious. Who knows? But with her having this Pisces moon, that definitely can represent that. And she also could be a sensitive person who comes off mysterious. So with her having a Pisces moon, this can represent Sukihana having a more softer side that's very feminine and delicate, especially at home. And Pisces, at its lower vibration, it can deal with humiliation, it can deal with pain and suffering. It also can represent addiction, similar to what Scorpio can represent at its lower vibration. And Pisces at its lower vibration can represent spiritual attacks and demonic possession, you know, even kleptomania. You know, people who have that Pisces moon energy at its lower vibration, if they were homeless at a point in time, or maybe they fell on desperate times, then they could, you know, fall victim or just gain some very dysfunctional habits that aren't appreciated by other people. So, thieving, you know, stealing and lying, cheating, all of that stuff, that's at the lower vibration of Pisces. And overall, being a victim and living in victimhood, that is something that a Pisces moon can be comfortable in. They can kind of live backwards and be stuck in the past, and they can just, you know, be waiting around for things to happen, but they're not taking action or doing anything to like progress, you know. Pisces tend to be very mysterious. So these are people who can have a lot of hidden talents, and they may even be scared or have a lot of fear when it comes to expressing and sharing their talents. These are people who just tend to keep things very private, and only it's like something sacred that's for whoever they feel comfortable to share it with. So with her having this moon in Pisces, I wouldn't be fooled by Sukihana when it comes to the smoke and mirrors. I'm pretty sure she's done made a lot of sacrifices throughout her career, and she's comfortable making sacrifices. She is probably comfortable humiliating herself, because at that lower degree, Pisces does have to deal with humiliation. So I wouldn't doubt if Sukihana is comfortable displaying all of these dark-sided traits just for attention, money, and rewards and accomplishments. Because she does have her North Node in Capricorn, and people who have their North Node in Capricorn, these are the type of people who are chasing stability, they're chasing maintenance, they're chasing resources, and also they're chasing their career and their reputation. So these people are workaholics, and when it comes to Sukihana, you know, her career path is very provocative. She likes to share her promiscuity and, you know, private, intimate moments in her life. She is one of those people who broadcasts it all. And with her career path, it may be difficult, but Sukihana's purpose is to be in control of her future and to be prepared for whatever is thrown at her. Whatever life has to throw at her, she wants to be prepared, basically. And to anyone who has a Capricorn North Node, it's similar for those people as well. Now, your North Node can be trining other aspects in your chart, and so your purpose definitely can be influenced by different things. But if you do have a Capricorn North Node, initially you're going to want to become very resourceful, and you're going to want stability in your life eventually. You're going to want to build this career that really came from you working hard and going out there and putting your blood, your sweat and tears into everything that you've done touched, you know? So with her having this Capricorn North Node, one of the negatives I will say about this is that a lot of Capricorn North Nodes, they do not make for good parents. You know, they make for great providers, great providers. They're excellent when it comes to that. But when it comes to being a parent and just being present in the household, they could fall short on that. And she does have this Pisces moon, so I'm pretty sure she knows how to tap in and be in touch with her kids when it comes to their emotions and having that instinct. And, you know, just having motherly instincts and just knowing when things are wrong. Since she's a Pisces moon, I'm pretty sure she's capable of identifying when her children need something emotionally. But when it comes to being present in the household, she actually could be very distant. You know, when she comes home, she may want to lock herself down in the room. You know, Pisces does have to deal with imprisonment, and Sukihana does have a handful of mugshots. So with her having this moon in Pisces, she could be comfortable isolating herself. You know, Pisces does deal with isolation. So even when she's in the home, she may lack being present, you know, for her children. And she may be able to, you know, provide them the entertainment that they want, all the toys, all the snacks and the food and all the things that can make them comfortable and create joy. You know, that's temporary. But being able to be present for certain milestones and different things like that, that's more important, and a child is going to remember that. So that is going to be a challenge with her having this Capricorn North Node, and I can relate to her because I also have a Pisces moon. And I will say, having a Pisces moon, it isn't the easiest thing to navigate. And with this energy, you definitely can be fooled by people from being gullible and giving people the benefit of the doubt way too many times. You know, Pisces moons can be walked on and, you know, walked over because we're very sensitive people, and we tend to treat people how we want to be treated. You know, I don't know Sukihana from her past, but I'm pretty sure she probably was someone who just didn't give a fuck. And I'm just being honest, you know, just from looking at some of the placements in her chart, she could have came off very careless, probably didn't care about her future at the time when she was younger. She probably was very reckless and violent, and this could have got her into trouble, which could have created a lot of setbacks from where she is now. Because now, I guess, in some way, form, or fashion, she is successful and she is a reality star and she does have a music career and people can identify with her and relate to her. So clearly she's doing something right. And with her having this Capricorn North Node, another just negative to this is the fact that her Capricorn North Node is squaring her Venus and Libra. So with her having Venus and Libra, she definitely can attract partners that she is very, you know, attracted to, and she finds some desirability within them, and she can, you know, collaborate with these partners to build success and things like that. But since it's squaring her Venus and Libra placement, it will be difficult for Suki to find a desirable partner who respects her when it comes to her work life and what she does to gain her achievements and her rewards and her accomplishments. The men in her life that she loves, even like her friends and things like that. Their true feelings about her career and her success and, you know, her work life, it could be negative, and these people could very much so dislike what she does to gain these achievements and these rewards, especially people who really do work hard. You know, Capricorn energy is about working hard, going out there and being a workaholic, putting in those long hours, you know, not clocking out and putting in that overtime. That's what that Capricorn energy can represent. And if Sukihana is in rooms with very resourceful people and powerful people who actually are movers and shakers and they control things, and you know, they're taking a meeting with her and they've come to find out, oh, so you're an escort, or oh, so you're a porn star, or oh, you're a rapper chick. She can scare people away, you know, just point blank period, with her being this Scorpio and just having an influence, like a handful of Scorpio energy. Her Mars, her Pluto are both in Scorpio and it's conjuncting her sun. Her moon is in Pisces, so that can make her very guarded and very mysterious. And so people can lean towards not trusting her, you know, just from how some of her placements are set up within her chart. And with her having this Capricorn North Node, I could imagine other women getting turned off who actually have put years into their career and they've worked hard, and they find out, oh, this chick is gonna be my neighbor, and this is all she had to do was lay on her back to live in the same zip code that I'm living in. You know, that can rub people the wrong way. Um, but at the end of the day, you know, kudos to Sukihana, and I don't really identify with her, but I understand life is hard and she has a handful of children, and I guess she is a single mother, and so doing all of that by yourself and still wanting to chase your dreams, it can come off selfish, but it still looks like she's maintaining well. So I will give her that. And another thing to be noted is the fact that Sukihana's moon in Pisces is squaring Mercury, her Mercury in Sagittarius placement, and it's opposing her Jupiter in Virgo placement. And this can make Sukihana a dishonest person, and it can create a lot of issues for Sukihana when she is being dishonest or when other people are lying to her. This can create explosive moments because that is what a square can represent. A square can represent a lot of conflicts, a lot of disagreements, a lot of unnecessary moments. So with her moon in Pisces squaring her Mercury in Sagittarius, this is where she can have like an instant karma when it comes to lying, and this may be why you see Sukihana really just living out her truth. Like, she's someone who walks in her truth and she doesn't deny the fact that she's overly promiscuous and hypersexual. Like, she doesn't deny it. She lives in her truth and she's pretty open and honest, and that may stem from somewhere. That may come from her experiencing karma from lying, or maybe being lied to and having to give people the benefit of the doubt and trusting them and being burned or being sabotaged in a way. So with her having this Mercury in Sagittarius, this can make her a truth teller, a truth seeker, but since it's squaring her moon in Pisces, she definitely can struggle with people who are dishonest, or even when she's being dishonest herself at times. She may also dislike what she does daily to make her feel comfortable. You know, she may dislike some of these habits. And that may include, you know, her hypersexual lifestyle. Whatever it is, she goes out there and she gets it how she lives. So Virgo does have to deal with the body part too, and Jupiter can deal with the expansion of things. And so if she's overusing body parts, things can get sore, if you catch my drift, if you know where I'm getting at. So if she's having to do that every day, to make money or to satisfy herself, to feel comfortable, it can be dysfunctional. And again, the lower vibrations of Pisces is pain and suffering and humiliation. From looking at her chart, I'm sensing that Sukihana does have a great deal of sense. She has a great deal of survival skills as well. She's probably someone who has been put in a lot of tough situations that can produce trauma. And so what she's doing now and how she's expressing herself, that is a way of her kind of escaping her past life, even though in some way she's still in it because she's still provocative and she's still living in her truth within that way. But she's not like overcoming that and learning how to keep some things for herself, and be less revealing. She definitely is someone who is just all eyes open. She wants all attention on her, good or bad. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on the person. And one more thing before we close out on Sukihana's Pisces moon. Another thing to be noted about people who have a Pisces moon is that, similar to a Scorpio or a Cancer, you cannot tell a Pisces moon how to feel because their feelings are often very intense. And emotionally, just take it from myself since I am another Pisces moon. And if you're a Pisces moon out there, definitely comment down below. But having this moon sign is very hard to navigate. And people who have this moon sign, you could have came from a family where addiction was present. So if it wasn't your parents may have grown up with family members who they know were addicted to certain substances, and maybe your parents isolated themselves in wanting to escape. So maybe your parents have different ways of escaping, but they know doing drugs is not one of them because they may have seen that within your grandparents, so their own parents, or maybe an aunt or an uncle. That is a possibility. And the same thing could be present with Sukihana. And so if you have a Pisces moon personally, similar to Sukihana, you could struggle with, addiction issues. It doesn't have to be to substances, but it could be an addiction to a certain habit, an addiction to a color, or an addiction to an idea. You know what I'm saying? Pisces can really overdo their ideas. They will amplify the standard of beauty, and they can overdo it to an extreme level. This is why you see Sukihana with her face overfilled with all of these injections. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like. I'll see you guys in another video. Thank you for watching.